dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And you see already on the table all the things we need for today's DIY. A lot of you already know we use the tumbling tile blocks, the smaller blocks. I have here my container with everything inside, this brushes, markers, scissors, some tools for cutting, and of course the mud pot, some twine, and of course the wood glue. I use the simple brand Pattex, but you can use any brand you like. Of course, you also can use hot glue if you don't have wood glue, but be careful, it breaks very easy. Also, especially with this DIY, we need some paint at your choice. I have here my old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet to wipe away the glue. And I have here only this riser or maybe underplate, how you call it. I'm going to use only for the shape and for the measurement. So you get the measurement from me in a moment. So this is what we need for this DIY. We are going to make kind of a pots, but in a different way. So we will see how this will turn out. So, and I totally did forget, you use a little piece of tape, duct tape I use. And this is one from the Lidl. And this is a very used one because it sticks like crazy because it really sticks so well. But you can use any duct tape you like. So I almost did forget it. Now we're going to give you the measurements, of course, and it's very easy in centimeters. This one is 18.5 centimeters wide, and this side is 12 centimeters. So if you keep it in 12 centimeters and 18.5, of course you can do a little bit smaller. It's also fine too. But these are the measurement, and in inches they are, I have to look for, they are 7.2 in inches, 7.2, and this side is in inches, I think 4.6 in inches over here, and in here it is 7.4 in inches over here. So then you have also the measurements for this riser. It's like I said, it is only for a silhouette. So first we're going to make our wooden plank so we can measure it out. So I already placed on the table 4 times 7 blocks, and this is for one bottom. But of course we are going to do 2 sizes, so later we're going to make a second one. So we're going to easily row them together, do the glue on the longest line, and then you can easily glue 6 pieces, and number 7 is of course the closure up, like you see here. So again, you do the sides and we go as fast as we can. And if you're going to make this DIY, because this is for all seasons, you can do it for the Christmas season, you can do it for the fall season, which is coming also in a while. So this, and of course also for the summer with some lemons. And I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to, I think I'm going to do a couple of houses inside, but you can do anything inside. You can make it as crazy as you like, and you can use it as an organizer. You can use it for anything, but I just wanted to show you also how easy it is to make. So we're going to work from within, squeeze it from within, and then from the outside, and then make sure that you have, like I always tell you, a straight line. And everyone who likes to work with a carpenter's square is also fine too. I have one laying around, but I don't use it because I'm so used to doing it this way. Is it easy? Not always. Am I stubborn? Yes, I am. But I don't care. I always like it this way, so I'm going to use it this way. So I'm going to get a piece of my kitchen towel and I'm going to wipe away, because I was already with my sleeves in the glue, and you would say If everyone who is here already for a long time sees every time this gray sweater of me, and that's correct. I have two of them and I use them only for DIYing. So don't worry, I don't wear it all day. I only use it for my DIYs, and that's way it's always better than I use my new clothes. So I always use this one. So don't worry, it is I have more of them. So I'm going to keep this for a couple of minutes and then we're going to roll it together. So I gave it a couple of minutes. I turned them over until one side. All of them are this side. I'm going to place 3 of them this way, and we do very easy. Some glue, a little small line over here. And small is with me always tricky because I always use too much glue. Even when my little opening is small, I really get it for each other that I am using too much. So we're going to roll them together this way. And you see already I have now some open gaps, but if you carefully give it some pressure from the side, you easily can work away and fill in the open gaps, so you don't have to use some wood filler or something else to fill in your open gaps. So, and again, give it some pressure over here and over here. And if this is not totally straight, it doesn't matter because it gets round sides, so don't worry about it. This time the ending doesn't have to be perfect. So this is already a number 1. So I'm going to place this one aside and we're going to make a second one. So, and also for the second one we use 4 times 7. That speaks for itself. Of course you can make it bigger. If your piece is a little bigger, you just measure out, just lay your example of your the size you will use this piece. You lay it on blocks. You just lay the blocks on your table. You look for how many blocks do you need when you are using it. So it's very easy to size it up. So don't let it discourage you if you don't have the exact measurement. But you also can make it a little smaller. But this one is a nice size. It's not really too big. And at least when you have a little bit of a small space like we have here, then it's always better that you don't have the pieces too big. That's why, and you can place it anywhere you like. I see already I have a couple of blocks who are not really great in size and they are missing a little piece and they are totally crooked, I see already, but we're going to work with it. And the last already, and we're going to the same like we did, work from within and going to squeeze it again, work from within, and we're going to squeeze it, and it still wants to pop up, I see already. And this one the same, and give it some pressure over here, and we do here the same. And we're going to wipe away and we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. And you see already, if I show it to you this way, you see already this one is so much smaller. So I'm going to get this one away because this is really a little bit too small. So also here again, we're going to place them this way in the longest line. We place on the side, and it doesn't matter if it breaks because you only waited a couple of minutes, and that's the way because we want to fill in the open gaps. A lot of you already know why I do the only a couple of minutes, because when you wait longer with wood glue, it is always tricky because then you can't move it anymore. And if you do it after a couple of minutes, then you can readjust it the way you want to. And that's also a plus before your hot glue. Hot glue, it is sticking and it doesn't go off. Yeah, at least you can break it because that's easy with hot glue. You can easily break it. So now we wait a couple of minutes, fill in the gaps again, the same like we did with the first one. And then both of them can dry for at least an hour until 2 hours before we're going to use our saw and to saw our shape out. So I'm going to place this on the second mat I have over here. So now we're going to do this side. So for this step, I place my mat away and I'm going to do 28 blocks in one row. We're going to make sure that we have a nice straight line. Take your time for it, that you have a really nice straight line. And you also can use maybe your mat to place it against, because you can also place it over here. I hope I don't kick you over, but you never know. At least you can use the mat as long as you can, and then go over here and place this one over here so you get a nice straight line. And we're going to get our tape, and you see already the tape is wider than my blocks are, so I'm going to do a piece of my tape in half. I don't know, maybe you have a little bit of a smaller one, but I'm going to do it in half, and I'm going to place it over here. So this was a little bit of a task because the tape, it didn't want to cut. It is really great in sticking, but it is really awful to to cut it. Of course, I am going to place it on top of here, and I'm going to very lightly only go over it first, over here and over here. Now I'm going to do this one, and also I'm going to turn this one over, and I'm going to do the needed side on here, and this is one. And again, now we have our tape on it, and of course we did this already so many times, and it is so easy to make any shape you like. So I'm going to work with it, make it a little bit warm so I'm sure that everything sticks nicely. So, and you see, now you can every shape you like. So this is already for the first one. You see, you can easily make this shape we have on our silhouette. So this is already one. Now we're going to make the second one, but we're going to do a different size. And you see already on my table are the doubling up of our 28 blocks. So we do very easy. We just glue them together on the tops, place them together this way, and we're going to go the whole rows, and we're going to glue all of them together. Of course, I'm going to do this a little bit faster, don't worry. And I'm going to place this, and I'm going to do it faster because this takes much too long of your time. So you see all our 28 double blocks are almost dry. I'm going to place them in one row again on my table without a mat to make sure that we have everything in a straight line. So you see already, I have them now on a straight line as much as I can. Sometimes you can, you see, he's glued together. Sometimes if you turn one over, it fits a little bit better. So just go ahead, take your time for it and look for the straight line you like. So I'm going to go for this one, and of course I have to look that this is not too high, or else I have to go down a little. And over here I need to go up a little. And now I'm going to get my tape, and I'm going to measure out this piece, and I'm going to glue it, stick it in the middle. And here I'm only going to do this piece. I'm sorry for the noise. I'm going to look for, if I think over here, and this tape is very easy to, oh, see, oh, this is not what we want. This is not what we want. Oh my, now I have to get it off my table. You see already, you can't say it doesn't stick. It just does stick. Oh my, and this is DIYing also. So you see already, also with me, everything can go wrong. And again, I have to get it off. Oh my, I have it. Ah, yes, I have it. Now I have to look for the straight line again. Oh my, oh my. And this what I always love to show you also, because with no one it is going perfect. At least not with me. I'm going to look for the straight line again. I'm going to find it over here. And I'm sorry that it takes a little bit longer of your time right now, but that's also part of the DIY. So now I'm going to, I hope at least I'm going to place it in the middle. I have to, and it doesn't matter if it sticks over a little. Oh, I see already this one needs to go up a little, or this one needs to go down a little. I have to be sure that I have it straight, because or else it looks very this way. Yeah, I have it. So Now I'm going to place it on top of here and make sure that you have a nice straight line. And I'm going to work my way to the outside. And of course, you see already I have a little piece over, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to cut it off. So this is already one. So I did my tape on this one, and I'm going to turn it over. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a little bit more of an high-end look. So I'm going to get my 14 beads, because I do it on one block with beads, one without, one with, one without. So I need 14 beads, and I used a little bit of the diamond shape. So you can use any bead you like, because I have a box full of beads, but I go for this one, and I'm going to do the opening of the little holes. I'm going to place in this direction, so not to the top, but to the side. So I'm going to do a little glue on this side, and first I'm going to start with the number 1 in the middle. I'm going to go for this one, place it down, but we do it with number 3. And so we go on and on and on. So I'm going to do it a little faster. So, and these are the 14 I did. You see, I start with one and I ended with a loose one, because when we glue it together, you see that they are really on and on. So what I did my smaller brush, and I did go over this side and wipe away all the glue which is coming over, because or else when you paint it you still see if you have too much glue on this side. So I'm going to give this a couple of minutes drying, and then I'm going to do the other one. And of course we have now the smaller one, and we have 14 of the diamond beads again, and we repeating the same like we did with the other one. We just do some glue on this one. We're going to glue this on the first, and we go number 3, number 5, and go on to the end also again. But I will bore you with this one also. You see already, now we have both of them with our beads on top, and it looks now a little bit strange, but when you paint everything in totally, it will look very nice. Of course, what I'm going to do at first, I'm going to paint this one right now before I'm going to glue it on top of my piece, because now I did it in earlier DIYs, I did it different. I did it on the spot, but now I can easily come inside of this one, so I can easily take it in my hand and do the paint inside. So that works a little bit better than when I glue it already on top. So I'm going to take my time for it. I'm going to do for the creamy color. You see already this is a little bit of white. So, and I'm going to do it very carefully. Just go around, and we do piece by piece, and we do it a little, of course for you I do it a little faster. So you see already I did the other side, I did the beads, and of course now I'm going to do the back side. And of course I only give it one layer, but if you want to have it really in the color you like, then you have to probably do it 2 times, but I'm only going to go for 1 time, because the tape I don't see later, because I'm going to decorate the inside. But if you don't like it, then of course do it another coat. So I'm going to go and take my time for the last piece of this one, and then I'm going to go, we're going to draw our silhouette out, and then I'm going to sew it out. So I have already my second mat, and I have here my 2 pieces which are drying already for a couple of hours. I have here my silhouette which I will use, and I'm going to place it on top of here, get my marker, and I'm going to do very easily. I'm going to go over it and make the lines, and I do it a little bit thicker because I'm an old lady, so I don't see it too well. So I always make it a little bit thicker. So I'm going to go and I do this one also. So you see I have my 2 shapes already, and I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to sew it out. And this is such a little piece. You can also do it with some hand saw. So I'm going to cut both of them out. And you see already, these are the two which are turned out, and I think I'm really happy with the size and also the shape, because it's sometimes it's a little difficult to get a nice round. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get first the smaller one, and I'm going to place it on top of here, and I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to look for, and if I am looking correctly already, then I see that I have probably done a little block too much, one or two. So I'm going to look for if I can get it correctly over here. Yes, I think I need to cut off two pieces. So one of this one and one of this one. And then I think he turns very nice. It's always a little bit, I lay them down, but it's always tricky. You never know if it is really correctly or not. So that's the easiest way. I'm just going to cut off this piece, two pieces, and then he is fitting nicely on top of this shape. So you don't need 28 blocks, you need 26 blocks if you use the same size like I have. But this is so difficult to cut off. So easy to cut off. So you see, I already have two pieces off, and I'm going to lay them over here. What I'm going to do, get my wood glue, and I'm going to make on the frame, I'm going to make a line with glue to be sure that all the pieces are glued together. So I'm going to go over it and make it a little bit wider, and this way. And I'm going to take my time for it, and I'm going to place them easily. And of course, I'm going to do on one side, I do also some glue on this one. And I'm going to glue this one first together. So easy to do, just glue it together. Keep it in place for a little moment, and this can rest for a couple of minutes. So we're going to let this rest. Now I'm going to carefully place it on top of here, and of course you never get it in the right way on top of here, so just do whatever you think works the best, because sometimes you just have to work with it and hope that it goes the way you want it to go, because this is always tricky and always a little bit difficult to get it on top of here. Just work your way around it, take your time. I'm going to take my time also. So you see already also a little bit behind the scene. Here's my and I give some pressure with a piece of kitchen towel, though, because I don't want to ruin my books. And I'm going to do some paint can on top to be sure that everything glues nicely together. And if everything is glued together, I'm going to give both of the pieces also a new paint job, because on the other side it is not really nice. So I'm going to paint them on the outside, both of them. So you see already on the side, both of them are drying right now. I painted them. I found in my stash, I would decorate it with little houses, but I found in my stash the favorite of mine, and that is two roosters, and I am going to do it with two roosters inside, and then do some greenery, because I love roosters, and it gives such a nice feeling always from the spring, and that you can go for the summer and the fall. You can do all the way with roosters. So what we're going to do, we do it very simple. We do some blocks on top of each other, because I want to make one a little higher. And this is number 4. We do here a number 1, number 2, number 3, and of course here a number 4. We're going to place them aside. This way we're going to squeeze it, place this one aside, squeeze it, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So I gave both of them a couple of minutes rest, and I lay them the way you lay your block on the table. So we're going to do some glue on the sides over here, and I'm going to place them together until one piece. You can easily squeeze it this way, and I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to dry it in the biggest container of the basket inside, so that my rooster is coming a little bit higher. See already, I have my bag with my simple wooden ladders. They are very thin wood. I do only on the smallest container or bucket, basket, how you call it. I'm going to write the word farm because this one will be in front of the bigger one. So I only do it on the smallest one, but if you want to do more lettering, it's totally fine. I'm going to give the word farm a little bit of the brown color. So, and that's what we do. And then we're going to decorate our little 2 baskets. So I do the letters a little bit sideways. So I'm going to do over here, this one a little higher, and this one over here, and this one over here. So, and then I'm going to do a little bit of wood glue, and I'm going to place it on top of here. So I won't bore you with that. I will glue it on top of here. So you see already a little bit behind the scenes. I have here my 2 little crates we made. And of course I have here my box full of, it's an IKEA box full of with some faux fruit. And I have them in different colors and sizes. So I'm going to look for which is fitting the best with the roosters over there. And I think I'm going to go a little bit for this kind of apple. So I think I'm going to go for this color. But of course, decorate it any way you like. So I take you a little bit along in my decorating of my little crates. I don't know how you really call this kind of things. And bowl, I really have no idea, but you can decide. Of course, we're going to first center our chickens, and I'm going to, of our roosters, and I'm going to do some sticky gum on the underside. And I bought my roosters, this one in a garden center here in the Netherlands for very cheap. They were only I think 7 or 8 euros and then 40% off. So they were very cheap, but of course normally I find mine in a thrift store. So if you are like me and you like drifting also, I hope you go to a thrift store. Maybe you find some rooster, maybe some goose, or some maybe how you call it, a duck or something else, or maybe a piggy if I'm correctly. Of course, find anything you like which you want to have inside of here. So I'm going to go for this one, and I'm going to place this one over here. And be sure, take your time for it. And I'm going to do now this one on half, and I'm going to do this one against the opposite direction because they will be with each other. So if you have them separate from each other, it doesn't matter how you do it, but I have them together with them. So I'm going to do some sticky gum under here, and of course I hope it will stick. That's most of the time the greatest thing about sticky gum. So I'm going to very carefully give it a little bit of pressure. You also can use a little bit of hot glue. So do whatever you think is right. So I'm going to go and give it some pressure. Now I keep mine very simple and neutral. So I'm going to start with very green picks. This was one of a bigger stamp. You see already, if I do it close to you, this one was it, and I think there are 7 pieces on it. So I did cut them all off, and I'm going to very easy lay them a little bit in between your beads. So you could do one this. Maybe it's better if I show it to you this way, or else you don't see anything, and just lay them over here, and you can even cut them a little bit shorter if they think it's a little bit too long. Then you cut them shorter and you place them inside. I think this one is also a little bit too high or too long, and I'm always starting with 4. That means I do 2 this way and 2 this way, always this way, 1 here, and from this out we're going to work our way around. Of course, now we're going to do again 1 a little bit more to the middle, and I'm going to do here also, but in the opposite direction. I show you to in a moment on the other side. So I'm going to work my way over here, and I'm going to do on the other side. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to place 1 a little bit more over here, and I'm going to cut off this way. And you see already there is really no rhyme or reason how I do it. I just place them inside. I really have no idea what I'm doing because I don't see what I'm doing. So over here, and I'm just going to fill in the pieces because I have here a little bit of the shorter ones, and I'm going to place one under his neck and do a one under his tail, and just filling it in as much as you like, because everyone has their own taste on it. So I'm going to fill this one up, and I'm going to fill this one up. So now I have 4 pieces of some eucalyptus stem. I use 2 in them. I use one on one side and I use one on the other side. So very easy, just work your way inside. This is for one. Now I'm going to do the other one for this one. Of course, also I'm going to squeeze it in between, because we want to have it a little bit more low, and we do it over here on this side. And just easy, just take the time for it and shove it down the side of your rooster. Again, bend it if it is necessary. And you see already, this is how this one is looking like for the front side. Now I'm going to get my skewers and I'm going to get my apple. I'm going to do them on the underside, squeeze it in, and then I'm going to look for how low I need to have it. I think this way. And then I'm going to work my apples in between my the next to my rooster. But this is, I take my time for it, and of course you can do anything inside of it. This was just a sneak peek how you do want to do it. Of course, you see in a moment a quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks crates. At least I call them crates. I had so much fun making this too, especially I love the roosters inside. I hope you give this one also a try, because this is so much fun to make. Of course, I decorated it this way and I changed it up. I should do the apples, but I did the bears. I like the color a little bit better. Of course, everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For everyone who is here only for watching, I hope you had fun watching again. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there, everyone. Have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.